welcome to another episode of It's a Wrap. I'm Mike Berblinger, Superintendent of Schools at Buhler, and I'm excited today to have my guest, Mr. Eric Stambaugh. He's the Director of Bands here in Buhler USD 313. Eric, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I've got a few questions. We'll talk about the great season that you had this year with your marching band, but maybe a little bit of insight that most people don't know. When and how do you go about selecting a show for your marching season?
Sure, it's about a year-long process. Starting a little bit after Thanksgiving, we get all of our directors together and we brainstorm some possible ideas that we're thinking about. And then we narrow it down to 3 with some music concepts that go along with it. And then we give it up to the kids to choose out of the 3 which ones that they think that, one, they'll have a little bit more buy-in, there'll be more crowd appeal, and last but not least is have the best product to put out into competition fields. So with that said, we do that and then we start the process of creating the music drill, and about middle of June we have everything completed for the kids for their first day of camp late July.
So where do you go to find, do people write shows? I'm pretty
Sure.
much a novice. Where do you go to look for shows?
Well, I feel extremely lucky that I'm surrounded by teachers that are amazing at what they do, and their means of knowing really talented people in that particular field. So a lot of our directors have friends in high places that work with DCI core groups, as well as other colleges, as other teachers within the United States, and they have some vast connections, Blue Devils, cadets, all the cores that you see sometimes on ESPN and competitively at Indianapolis. So we get a lot of ideas from them. At the same time, we do a lot of research on ourselves. We look at previous shows other bands have done throughout the nation, take bits and pieces of everything, and then put it into a collage for our own show.
So, and do you guys write then your own show? You have the music or the theme, and then do you create your own?
Sometimes we purchase it from music publishers. Sometimes we have people arrange it. Sometimes even, for example, Mr. Wagner arranged some of our percussion book as some of our wind writing. So we use all of our resources to our advantage.
Okay, so about mid-June you get all that done, and let's walk kind of through the fall.
Sure.
What happens then in June, July, August?
Yeah, we have 2 full weeks of camp. The first week is a pre-camp, which all the wind players show up in the mornings, but while they're doing their thing, we have our percussion as well as our guard working all day. Just learning basic fundamentals, getting their body used to the heat again, and a lot of kids have been doing the computer and video games. And then the next week we go for 13 hours, 3 a days, for 5 days a week, and then after that's over, we give the kids a week off, and then we do sporadic practices in the month of August leading up to school, and then we go right after it with our morning rehearsals every morning from 7:30 to 9.
Wow. Talk to us a little bit about the change this year. This year, well, a little bit last year, but from the very beginning this year, what the turf field, the artificial surface, what that did for your band.
Absolutely. We've been very fortunate this year to have a classroom in which the field is always constantly painted and the field conditions are great, even if it's rained the night before. And then having the ability to wheel our equipment out right up to the field is such a luxury, because in the years past, as you know, we've been on grass field that after we've been on it for a couple of weeks turns into dirt, and then the lines are lost. And so with that said, for 12 years we've been surviving in that. So we've grown a great appreciation for what we've had, and it has been a luxury this year because it's been time management. It's helped us out get a lot of stuff done in a quicker manner.
Well, I know even sometimes this year it was raining like at 6:30 in the morning, and then would quit, and you guys were out there at 7:30.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going, so there was no delay at all.
Yeah, we always watch our phones every morning to see what our conditions are going to be within 5 minutes, because we have electronic equipment that we can't afford to get in the rain, as well as our kids' instrument as well.
Well, talk about this season. It was a phenomenal season. Maybe a little bit about the kids and then some of the accolades you guys experienced.
Absolutely, had a great group of kids. They were bought in from day one. And I think the show helped that out with that process, because Invictus is about rising through adversity, and I think every kid, no matter whether in band or whatever, is going through some sort of struggle at some point in their life, and it's just trying to tell a story that is near and dear to them. It could be a variety of different things, but they're expressing that on the field. So that helped. Amongst great leadership with our kids. Our kids bought in right from day one, and they worked extremely hard. And they bought into the idea of process over product. I mean, we can strive to get first place all day long, but if we're not buying into the process that leads to that product, we're never going to get there. So I would say it was the statement that you take one day at a time, like what the sports would say, or one game at a time, one day at a time, because ultimately you got to take care of that first before you can look into the future.
Yeah, I always call that you take care of the little things, the big things will take care of themselves.
Absolutely.
And maybe some of the awards that your band received.
Well, this was the first year we went to Bellevue East in Nebraska. We decided that we've been to Oklahoma, we've been to Missouri. Might as well go up north. We had a friend of mine that teaches up at Bellevue East and has written our drill before and our music, and we decided to go up there, see where we kind of stood amongst the state of Nebraska. It was one of the festivals that they had all their big bands there. We placed fourth, and we felt really good about that. It was a good learning step to the next competitions, which were the really important ones, which was KVA, which was at Topeka, which was what we won last year. It shared the win and title with Olathe East, and this year we won that outright, and then won the color guard caption as well as the music caption. And then the following week we went to KU, went up against a lot of the same competitions, some new, and got second place there to the band that got fourth place the previous week. And then we won the percussion caption as well as some of the general effect caption. So
that's exceptional. You know, and one of the things that maybe gets lost a little bit in there is that your color guard leadership was completely different from a couple of years ago.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's been changing, but it's totally different.
Yeah,
so.
you just reload. Right?
Yeah.
You know, that's how you function. And then more importantly, if you look at our band, I would say 70% are all freshmen and sophomore, which is scary but very awesome.
Well, we're very proud of you. Everywhere I go around the state, people know the Buhler Band. So we're very appreciative of the work you do. Keep up the great work, and we're very proud of you.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Thank you.